What's going on, everybody? In today's video, I'm gonna be going over 5 different billion-dollar, actually multi-billion-dollar developments coming to the Northern Virginia market in the near future. And I'm not just talking about data centers in Ashburn or like a shopping center in Dumfries. I'm talking about 5 brand new billion-dollar neighborhoods in Arlington, Alexandria, Tysons Corner, and some of these closer in neighborhoods to the city. So if you're looking at buying or selling in the Northern Virginia market in the near future, you're definitely gonna wanna watch this entire video. And let's jump into it. So first off, we have the Landmark Mall redevelopment, which is a super exciting project. And check out this headline right here. Used as a vintage backdrop to film scenes for Wonder Woman 1984 and anchored by bankrupt retailers like Sears, the Landmark Mall in Alexandria was a relic. I think I actually went to that Sears a few times. But check out this project, looks super cool. And let me give you the specs on it. So it originally opened in 1965, was a major regional retail hub for decades, not when I was growing up. And then it closed in 2017 after years of declining tenancy. Yeah, it was just, nobody would go there. So you have 52 acres in Alexandria's West End, and it's officially been branded as West End Alexandria, being transformed into 4 million square foot mixed use community. There's gonna be a walkable urban village. This is going to be one of the largest redevelopment efforts inside the Capital Beltway. And at the center of it is Inova Alexandria Hospital, which is going to be over a $1 billion campus. Anytime you have $1 billion going around, it's a pretty significant thing. So the new hospital is supposed to open in 2028 with more than 2,000 healthcare jobs to the area. And then it's going to include residential units, both market rate, workforce housing. You also are going to have townhomes, senior housing, affordable units, green spaces, plazas, playgrounds, rec areas, plus retail space, restaurants, entertainment venues. New infrastructure projects include streets, sidewalks, utilities, landscape, and there's going to be dash buses, metro buses, and community facilities. So for the entire project, it looks like it's going to be almost 2,000 housing units, almost 3 million square feet of housing units, north of $3.2 billion. Almost 300 square feet of retail. So this is going to be a super cool community, and purchasing in or around this neighborhood, you would think the values would go up. So this is definitely a project to keep your eye on. I have seen with some of these brand new developments, like actually in Tysons Corner, some of those condos that they listed for like $2 million, and they had these super expensive Tysons condos, and now they're not really selling for as much. So you do have to kind of be careful if you're buying, like if you're setting like records for prices. Like if you're buying a townhouse, single family house, I think that's fine. But some of these spec condos can be a little risky, at least in my opinion. So just be careful. It's usually better in terms of value to purchase like the second time around after someone owns it for like 2 or 3 years. Next up, and this is probably my favorite project in the entire Northern Virginia area, just because I have a lot of good memories over by this area. So this is the North Old Town Power Plant. And there's a building there. My buddy used to live there, 501 Slaters. This building has got to be the most underrated building in all of Northern Virginia. You have a tiki bar, you're on the waterfront, you have a swimming pool, you have the trail right there. You have balconies overlooking the water. And then of course, Old Town Alexandria's right there, DCA Airport's right there. So it's a super cool building. But what's interesting about this building is that one half of the building, you're facing like the Potomac River. There was like bald eagles flying around, boats going by. It was like the most scenic thing. And then on the other side of this building, you had this ugly power plant, which they're knocking down. But in the next, few years, it should be pretty nice. I mean, look at the photos of this thing. So the 20-acre site is on the brink of a massive transformation. They purchased the property in 2020 for an estimated 12 to 15 million, and they're going to replace the coal-fired power plant with a mixed-use community that emphasizes walkability, sustainability, and cultural vibrancy. Can't say that word. So you're going to have 2,000 new residences, including 160 affordable housing, alongside 500,000 to 1 million square feet of commercial space. Plans call for a wide mix of restaurants, retail, arts, and cultural venues, creating a waterfront district that feels connected to Old Town while offering fresh energy and amenities. So you're basically getting another waterfront district. Old Town and that whole area around Old Town Delray is already incredible, and you're getting another waterfront, a brand new waterfront. So 10 acres of public open space, making it one of the largest opportunities for community along Alexandria's waterfront. So you're gonna have waterfront dining, rooftop bars with sweeping views, public green spaces, dog parks, opportunities for kayaking and other water sports, farmers markets, cultural events. This project I'm really excited about, but just like any of these projects, they're always going to take longer and cost more, and the plans are probably going to be revised a few times by the time they get to completion. So anytime they say, oh yeah, the metro station is going to be completed in 2022 or in 2030 or whatever year and time frame, always add like a few $1 million, in some cases maybe $1 billion, and also add a few years to it. So the site will be built in phases: condos, apartments, residential mix, and they're going to start the deconstruction of the plant no earlier than 2027. And there has been a lot of like controversy, or just a lot of people talking about how are they going to reduce the pollution when this power plant gets demolished, because there's going to be dust everywhere, rodent dust, noise, everything like that. And in that particular building, I'm talking about 501 Slater's Lane. On one side of the building, the waterfront side, obviously those units sell super quickly and for a premium. And then on the other side, facing the power plants, obviously, and a parking lot, they sell for significantly less. They take longer to sell. But I'm telling you, that's a building to keep your eye on. If you're interested in that building, let me know. But overall, it's a super convenient area. Hey, real quick, 10 seconds. It's Jeff here. If you're thinking about buying or selling in the Northern Virginia market, reach out to my team and I below. We get calls, texts, emails every day from people like you looking to buy or sell in the Northern Virginia market, and we would love to assist you. And also be sure you're signed up for my Northern Virginia weekly email newsletter in the link below. We go over local market updates, different houses, neighborhoods, things like that. So even if you're 1 month away from buying or 12 months away, it's always a good idea to stay updated on the market. This next project, we're heading out to the Dulles area. So this project is right next to Dulles Airport. And again, this is a multi-billion-dollar neighborhood that's going to have retail, restaurants, super exciting stuff going on. So it's about 80 acres near Dulles Airport, Route 28, and Innovation Center Metro Station. So it's called the Rivana project. Bring a massive mixed-use development to the land along the extension of the Silver Line in Fairfax and Loudoun counties. So there's going to be 2,700 multifamily units, 2.4 million square feet of office space, almost 500,000 square feet of hotel space, 347,000 square feet of commercial space, and about 128,000 square feet would be set aside for civic use. This is going to be done in 4 different phases, with the whole process taking 10 to 20 years. So it's a major mixed-use development, 103-acre site in Loudoun and Fairfax counties, about 8.5 million square feet of offices, homes, retail, hotels, and more. And then it's kind of centered around that Innovation Center Metro Station that's right there. And they're trying to make it like a transit-friendly, walkable, urban living kind of place. 3,700 residential units with a mix of apartments and potentially other housing types. There's going to be office space, retail, restaurants, creative space, entertainment districts, creating a lively pedestrian experience. Approximately 500 plus hotel rooms, public parks and green space, large parks, greenways and trails, including an 11-acre stream valley park and pedestrian connections that blend nature into urban design. So a lot of these neighborhoods they're building nowadays are like, these walkable urban oases that kind of like mix in nature, which, obviously is, who doesn't like that? What's kind of crazy about a lot of these projects too is that they might have bought the land like 10 years ago, submitted the plans, 5, 10 more years go by, they finally get approved and they have to go through revisions. And then like 20 years later, their project comes to fruition. So I wonder if this was just like some people's entire career might just be this one project. But super exciting stuff around the Dulles Airport area. The next project we have is called the Mile in Tysons Corner. And the thing with Tysons Corner, there's so much money there, so many companies there. You got the Metro there. So around Tysons Corner is usually a good place to buy. Now, some of the condos, like if you're paying a premium for a brand new condo, I think that can be a little risky. Just in terms of resale value, I think it's better to buy like a townhouse or a single family house. Or if you are buying a condo there, just make sure you're not paying like the highest amount. Because I have seen, like I mentioned, a lot of people that paid premium for brand new condos and then 2 years later, they're selling them at pretty big losses. There's also a separate $100 million renovation of Tysons Mall, or like redevelopment of Tysons Mall. So Tysons always has exciting stuff going on. So the Mile is a large planned mixed-use redevelopment in north central Tysons. So you're transforming an existing office park into a walkable urban neighborhood. So that was always the thing with Tysons. It wasn't really that walkable, so they're trying to like incorporate more of that. So it's 38 acres, over 3 million square feet of mixed use, including residential, retail, office, hotel, and community space. You're gonna have a 5-acre signature park, which is a public green space with lawns, trails, play areas, performance space, and food kiosks. And the plan is supposed to be 10 new buildings across 8 urban blocks, which again is gonna be a mixture of residential, office, retail, and they were focused more on like luxury apartments and multifamily. Now it's kind of shifted more towards like townhouses. And that's just because there's so many apartments right there. And like I said, a lot of times these development plans will change. They'll start with one thing, it needs to be adjusted. It goes through different revisions. And of course, you're located near major freeways, 495, Route 7, Route 123, and within walking distance of Tysons urban core and metro. So Fairfax County's vision is to convert Tysons from a car-centric office park into more of a dense, pedestrian-friendly urban center with parks, housing, jobs, and public spaces. It would have been nice to buy some land in Tysons Corner back in the day. It's interesting. You can see photos of Tysons Corner from like 50 years ago. It was farmland. If you look up Tysons Corner farmland, you see like where the mall is now, you see cows and pastures and stuff like that. But I guess that's a lot of neighborhoods. Next up, we have everyone's favorite Amazon HQ2, which is in the National Landing, or basically Crystal City neighborhood of Arlington. And yes, the project has been put on pause for the most part, but Amazon has basically still said they want to complete like the next phase because of AI and a lot of things like that. Amazon ended up cutting a lot of jobs and pausing the project for the most part. But I know they've invested so much already. And they originally committed $2.5 billion to this project, and they're supposed to build the Helix, which is a super cool looking project. And the project will offer 2.8 million square feet of office space, hiking trails with native Virginia flora, and interior garden, 1,500 person event space. So with AI, they're definitely changing a lot of things. They also promised 25,000 new jobs by 2038. I think because Amazon already chose Arlington out of like 250 cities and has already basically started projects there and kind of moved in there. I think there will still be a lot of development. It's just hard to say, given AI and everything going on, the extent, maybe they won't do the exact same thing. Hopefully they build the Helix that looks really cool, and hopefully they build other projects. But at the same time, just the excitement of Amazon choosing that location. There have been so many brand new apartments, brand new restaurants, more retail, more shops. That area is still growing. Just the idea of Amazon being there has led to a ton of development in that specific neighborhood. So I still think it's definitely an area to keep your eye on. All right, so those are the 5 biggest projects coming to the Northern Virginia market, but there's also a lot of other ones coming in, so I might have to do a follow-up video. We also got the Sphere over in National Harbor, which looks super cool, taking a play from the Vegas playbook there. And we got the Therm DC, which is like this European spa water park coming to Anacostia. So that's going to be crazy as well. And I still think there will be a casino in Tysons Corner. I just think it might take a few years, whether that's good or bad. I think it's probably going to happen, just given all the money they can make from the tax revenues and then all the businesses and jobs and everything like that. But tell me which project you're most excited about. And as always, reach out to my team and I below if you're looking to buy or sell in the Northern Virginia market.